Hi there. I was out for a walk the other day and I walked by a pond. And can you guess what I heard? Frogs. Lots and lots of frogs singing away. And it reminded me of a craft project that I thought we might do together. We're going to make a singing frog. So hold on just a second and I'll show you what all we need and how to make it. So here we go. What you need for this project is a piece of paper. Now mine is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of copy paper that's green. But if you don't have green paper at home, you can do it with just white paper and then you can use a crayon to color it later. You're also going to need a ruler, a pencil, some scissors, some scrap paper, small piece of red and some white, a penny, and a glue stick. So let's get started. First, you're going to want to mark off your paper. My frog was made with a 6.5 by 6.5 inch piece of paper. This paper is way bigger than that, so I'm going to measure 6.5 inches on one side. Then I'm going to move my ruler up a little bit and make a mark 6.5 inches again, and then a little bit higher still. And then I'm going to connect the dots, so to speak. I'm going to match my ruler up with those 3 marks I made and draw a line. So now I know from here to here is 6.5 inches. But I also want it to be 6.5 inches this way, so I'm going to mark 6.5 inches. And then I'm going to mark it right over here on this one. And then once again, connect my dots. And there's my 6.5 by 6.5 inch square. So I'm just going to use my scissors and cut it out. Now, I have a tail on this piece that I don't need, and I'm going to cut across that because actually, I'm going to use this for part of my frog, and then I'll set the rest of it aside. So with your 6.5 by 6.5 inch square, what you're going to do is fold it in half from side to side. Now in origami, they call this kind of a fold a hot dog fold. Then you're going to open it up and you're going to do the same thing but fold this side over to that side. Match your edges and corners and press down. Your fingers are your best tools in origami, but if you need something to make that a firmer crease, a firmer fold, you can always use a popsicle stick to run along there. Anyway, open it up. And now you see that you've got a line across this way and a line going up and down. So the next thing we're going to do is take each of our corners and fold them in to that center part where the lines meet. And it looks like that. Then turn your paper over and we're going to do 2 sides this time. We'll fold this one into the center and this one into the center. Now your paper's a little thicker now because you've got a couple of layers, so it might be a little harder to press down like that. But that's all you're going to do. Leave the other 2 sides, corners by themselves, but now it looks like a little house, don't you think? Then turn it over again, and you're going to take this side and fold it in. You're going to fold it so that the top of your fold is there and your edges are going to meet on the bottom. Just like that. And then, like always seems to happen in origami, you're going to do the same with the other side. And press down. So now you've made kind of a tall house. And one other thing we're going to want to do is we're going to take this top point and fold it down so it meets right in there. So fold it down. Oh, this is getting really thick. Press hard. And that's going to be your frog's mouth. Now that piece of green paper that we set aside is what we're going to use now. I'd like you to fold it in half, hot dog style again, from one side to the other like that. Open it up and fold each edge into that center crease that you just made. then fold it together. So you've got 4 layers there, and this is going to be your pull rod for the frog's mouth. So take a look at your frog and his mouth, and you'll see there's the upper mouth, lower mouth, and if you push both of those parts up, you have a little pocket in there. So we're going to take this pusher rod that we just made and stick that right up inside, all the way up, that little pocket. You don't have to glue it, it'll stay in place. And then fold your mouth back down and give it a good press. Now we just have one more part that we have to do. If you turn it over, you've got these 2 little parts here, and what you need to do is, with your finger, press up on it and fold it flat like that. See? Pull up on it, press it flat, like that. Almost looks like a puppy dog, doesn't it? But it isn't, because when you turn it over, those 2 parts are where you're going to put your frog's eyes. Now, for his eyes, I said that I used a punch and punched out a couple of circles with a 3/4 inch punch. But you might not have a 3/4 inch punch at your house, but I bet you have one of these, a penny. Did you know a penny is 3/4 of an inch? It is. So if you don't have a punch like I do, just use your penny, trace around it twice, and then cut those out. Then take your black marker and draw an eyeball in there. Use your glue stick. Put a little bit of glue on that eyeball, right on one side. And then you're going to stick it right at the very tip top of those little peaks that we made, like that. Do the same with the other one. And then, with that little scrap of red paper that I said you needed, you're just going to cut a strip. And round it off a little at the ends. Put a little glue on it. Open your frog's mouth and stick it right in the center there. So remember, you've got your 2 layers for the frog's mouth. It's going to go right in between them. Give it a good push so it's nice and in there. And then, guess what? Your frog is ready to sing. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll make a frog at home. I'd love to see what yours look like. See you next time.